11-2 run with my football free selections, my thoughts and my selection on tonight's game between Atlanta and New Orleans coming up in just a moment. Who would have guessed when the NFL season kicked off way back in September with these two meeting at the Superdome? The two roads that these teams would have traveled since that opening week win by the Saints, who enter this game 8-2. Conversely, Falcons, of course, entering it at 2-8. Don't you wish the NFL Network had flex scheduling for your Thursday night viewing option? Hi, everyone. Alex Marco here. This, of course, is going to be your Thursday video report. I'm going to run down who's hot, who's not, and talk about a couple of red-hot handicappers, chief among them, Shawn Michaels, and a couple of money-saving discount coupon codes that'll get you some big-time discounts on today's purchases. But first, guys, I know I like to have fun on these video reports because, after all, even though it's gambling, it's still fun and games. But I want to get serious here for just a second. Something that has discouraged me today, something that's disturbed me, something that's really disappointed me. And that is the fine bastion of journalism, People Magazine, voting for Adam Levine to be the sexiest man alive. Because, as you know, we here at the site thought that honor should have been bestowed upon Anthony Red. We think that this is clearly People Magazine having a thing against gambling and handicappers, because I thought that Anthony Red, as did all the fellow handicappers here at the site, we thought that this was the year he was finally going to pick up the coveted honor. I mean, you know, Matt Damon had his turn. Matthew McConaughey had his turn. Ben Affleck had his turn. We thought it was finally time for Anthony Red. I mean, you go to A-Red's homepage. You look at that smiling face and you tell me how that should not have won Sexiest Man Alive. I just don't understand. I can tell you something, though. Perhaps the other thing, other than being disturbed, dismayed, and disappointed, is maybe I'm perhaps a little demented, but I also know that my phone is probably going to ring within seconds of Anthony Red watching today's video report. But seriously, I think we have to start now. Write-in campaign next year. Anthony Red, sexiest man alive for People Magazine. It's the least we could do, guys. Okay, let's talk about Shawn Michaels. What a wuss. What a wuss. He takes a pass on last night's game. Can you believe that? Northern Illinois and Toledo, the guy takes a pass. I mean, over the previous 2 weeks, he had only gone 8-1-1 with his releases, all of them 109 plays. And really, to be honest with you, went 9-1 with those 10 picks, because he and I, and most of you, I think, out there, had the Saints on Sunday against San Francisco. But as I ordered everybody here at the site, and he was going to do anyway, we took it as a push for record-keeping purposes. But he's a wuss. He took a pass on last night's game. I'm just stunned. Anyway, that's two people I pissed off today. Shawn Michaels today, what can I tell you? Going for winning day number 58 out of 87. 58 out of 87. One and only 100-dime NFC South lock of the year. Your New Orleans Atlanta side. Again, 8-1-1 with his 100-dime max wager plays over the past 2 weeks. 39-16 with 100-dime NFL releases over the past 4+ years, including Carolina on Monday night, including Indianapolis last Thursday, including the Buccaneers outright over Miami 2 Mondays ago, and 7-1 this season with college football 100-dime side plays, including Buffalo hammering Miami of Ohio on Tuesday night, Auburn over Georgia in that miracle finish on Saturday, UCLA over Washington last Friday. And this play today is every bit as powerful. You realize, guys, he's had 88 plays over the past 6 months. He's got 57 wins, 29 losses, and 2 pushes. And for those 88 plays, $10 bettors have won a little over $17,000. So naturally, you might want to get Shawn Michaels' play tonight. Listen, if you do, you can save money on it. Save $22, in fact, simply by using coupon code SAVE22, SAVE22, S-A-V-E, and the number 22. That's a one-time usage coupon, good for anything here at the site. FYI, I also want to let you know, I checked before starting the video report, Jeff Benton, going for Thursday night winner number 9 in a row, has a 75-dime play tonight, 75-dime winner number 21 out of 29 on the Saints Falcons. Benton and Michaels are on the same side in this particular contest, so I wanted to give you the heads up there. How about Brett Atkins with his success here with totals, as you know, over the past few weeks, especially in the NFL? Today, Atkins going for winning day number 5 out of 6, his 75-dime NFL winner number 2 in a row. What was number 1? Oh, remember that little game when the Colts and Andrew Luck took it to the Denver Broncos in that Sunday night affair. That was his only other 75 dime play. His next one goes today in the NFL. It's your NFC South total of the year. The Saints Falcons over under, and FYI, it's just as strong as a 75 dime college winner last night on Northern Illinois. And guys, you can save on this play $75 simply by using coupon code BRETT75, BRETT75, BRETT, and the number 75. And of course, you realize just this past Sunday, you got his total winner on the Vikings Seahawks over by 16 points. You got that one for $14. You got the Ravens Bengals total under 2 Sundays ago for $9. And hey, another discounted total winner from Brett Atkins today. Also, congratulations going out to Brad Wilson last night. Third ever 150 dime college football release of his career. And he cashed in with ease as Northern Illinois delivered the cash at Toledo, as he says on his website. I'll tell you what, though, Northern Illinois isn't going to do anything in the postseason, just like last year. I mean, BCS Bowl or not. I mean, it's a one-dimensional team with Jordan Lynch. And I mean, if this guy pulls a hamstring or gets a cramp, that's it for the Huskies. Seriously, they don't play much defense. They've got an outstanding quarterback, okay, who does everything on the field, but this team is not that good of a team. It's not even as good as last year's team, especially defensively. Anyway, Wilton won that play last night, and today has 60 dime winner number 32 out of 47 as Conference USA total of the year on Rice and UAB. And that is going to be the $5 play of the day. Keep in mind, $10 bettors have won a little over $10,400 following Brad's advice. Since July, $5 play of the day. You can get it tonight. Brad 5, Brad 5, B-R-A-D, and the number 5 for Brad Wilton, 60 dime winner, number 32 out of 47 is Conference USA total of the year winner. So those are among the handicappers you should be aware of here at the site. Let's talk about this particular contest here this evening. It's interesting in Vegas that this line, and offshore as well, this line at one point today was up to 9.5, 10 points. You can now find 8.5s out there, which tells you one of two things. One, everybody is in love with the Falcons and jumping on the home dog tonight, or two, nobody knows a damn thing about this game, and it's just reflected in the price of the books, okay? Here's the thing, though. I think this is a real difficult spot for the Saints because, listen, I'm a guy just like Michaels, Shawn Michaels, that had the Saints on Sunday, okay? Huge game, extremely fortunate to win. I mean, 3 turnovers gives the 49ers the lead. The 49ers could have salted that game away numerous times, if not for that penalty on the linebacker for the 49ers, who basically, horse-collared, almost took off Drew Brees' head there, which kept the late drive going. And with the Saints' incredible comeback there in the closing minutes, they win that game. The week prior, they beat the hell out of Dallas at home. Last week, barely getting by the 49ers, okay? A 49ers team that had been dominated a week prior at home by Carolina. The problem with the Saints here in this particular spot is, even though it's a division rival, even though the Falcons have given them some great battles over the years, and even though the Falcons played them tough in week number 1, is you got to think the Saints have an eye cast ahead to next Monday's game with Seattle at Century Field out in the Northwest, right? That's why I think the public is jumping on the Falcons. Is this a last hurrah spot for Atlanta here tonight? Again, I think one of the most difficult things for coaches, and I don't care what sport it is when you don't meet expectations for your team's success, is whether or not you can keep the team together. Case in point, and I've bashed Greg Schiano of Tampa Bay a number of times here, and I still think sometimes he's a little too rah-rah for my own tastes, okay? But the Buccaneers did not quit on this team, on Schiano, despite all the controversy, despite all the off-field stuff going on with the team and the franchise. They did not quit. Can you say the same thing about the Atlanta Falcons? I don't necessarily think so. I mean, look at the way they were absolutely destroyed, in fact, at Tampa Bay this past Sunday. 41-28, and it wasn't nearly as close as the final score indicated. I realize this Falcons team has a hell of a lot of problems. I realize Atlanta, it's not only the injuries, it's a lousy offensive line, it's a defensive line that's been unable to sustain any type of good pass rush this year. But I think this is a last hurrah spot for the Falcons. They're not going anywhere. I mean, they may be competing with Tampa for the number one pick in the draft, but that's about it. But I like them actually, plus the points here. Not necessarily because they're going to play so well, but because I think this is a great spot to go against New Orleans in a flat spot, in a sandwich situation. And let's also recall, it's not like New Orleans has been beating the hell out of people on the road. I mean, you remember New Orleans' last road game, the 6-point favorite, losing 26-20 against the Jets. Before that, rallying late at New England, only to lose to the Patriots in the final 5 seconds. I mean, their first game of the year on the road, true, it was played in inclement weather, but only managed to beat Tampa Bay by 2 points, 16-14. And then they did beat the Bears 26-18. That was probably their most solid performance of their 4 games on the year this year on the road. So again, I think you go ahead and you take the points in this particular contest. College football. I want to briefly talk about the UNLV game tonight. UNLV, of course, 1 win away with 2 games to play from becoming bowl eligible for the first time in, I think, 13 years. I think they can get the job done, even though they're a 2-point dog at Air Force tonight. Now, granted, in Colorado Springs today, it's going to be snowing. It's probably going to be snowing at some time during the game as well. You've got single-digit temperatures in terms of the wind chill. Okay, not exactly the weather that UNLV is accustomed to. But listen, is this Air Force team any good? Absolutely not. I mean, this is an Air Force team that lost to New Mexico on the road last week, 1 week after beating Army to snap a 7-game slide. Their 2 wins this season, Army 2 weeks ago, and Colgate. Not the toothpaste, but it might as well have been in week number 1. UNLV has lost 3 of its last 4 games. I'll grant you that. And the last 2 games at Sam Boyd Stadium in Vegas, hey, they lost those. But they were playing teams that were equal in talent and maybe probably better, to be honest with you, Utah State and San Jose State. So they really have to win tonight at Air Force because even though they come back home to host San Diego State, again, they need just 1 more win to probably save the coach's job and also to become bowl eligible. And this Air Force team, I mean, playing at home this year, big deal. They beat Army. Who said the Cadets were any good? They gave up 56 points to Wyoming. They gave up 52 points to Utah State. They held Notre Dame to 45 points at home. They're a very small team, size-wise. Defensively, it has killed them this year, their lack of size. UNLV can score points, guys. Now, true, in their last 4 games, 3 of those losses, they have not exactly been putting the big numbers on the board, 14, 27, 24, and 24 points. But keep in mind, they had scored at least 30 points in 4 consecutive games prior to that 1-3 slide. I think the wrong team is favored. I think Air Force is simply favored because people are looking like, oh, God, the UNLV kids, they can't play in these snowy conditions. Last I checked, both teams had to play in these snowy conditions, and the team that's bigger, that's who I'll take. The team with more talent, that's who I'll take, and I like UNLV to win this game tonight outright as the 2-point road dog. Well, that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again when we do this once more on Friday.